What if the most extraordinary story in history has an 18-year gap that could change everything we thought we knew about Christianity? Between the ages of 12 and 30, Jesus Christ seemingly vanishes from biblical records, leaving behind what might be history's most intriguing mystery. Picture this, a 12-year-old boy astounding temple scholars with his wisdom, then silence. Complete silence for nearly 2 decades. But here's where it gets fascinating. The last glimpse we have of young Jesus is a scene that reads like a spiritual thriller. A worried Mary and Joseph searching Jerusalem for 3 days, only to find their son calmly debating with religious scholars. His cryptic response? "Didn't you know I had to be in my Father's house?" Then, like a phantom, he disappears from historical records. And that's when the theories start getting really interesting. Some scholars propose a connection so controversial it challenges traditional Christian narratives. Could Jesus have traveled to India and Tibet? The striking parallels between his later teachings and Eastern philosophy have led researchers like Nicholas Roerich to suggest that the missing years might hold evidence of a profound spiritual journey across Asia. But hold on, because this mystery deepens. Egypt emerges as another potential piece of this historical puzzle, not just as the land where the Holy Family fled from Herod's persecution, but as a possible center of Jesus' spiritual formation. The ancient Egyptian mystery schools, with their hermetic wisdom and esoteric teachings, offer tantalizing clues about where Jesus might have gained his profound understanding of spiritual truths. Now, here's the twist that changes everything. A controversial manuscript discovered at the Hemis Monastery in northern India in 1887 speaks of a spiritual teacher named Isa, potentially Jesus himself, who traveled through Tibet, India, and Nepal. While scholars debate its authenticity, the manuscript describes a young man whose teachings of compassion and universal love mirror the messages Jesus would later preach. But perhaps the most compelling mystery of all, why would all 4 Gospels maintain complete silence about these formative years? Was it deliberate? Or did these years contain truths so profound they were reserved for only the most initiated followers? The implications are staggering. If Jesus did travel during these years, it suggests a universal spiritual wisdom that transcends religious boundaries. His later teachings about the kingdom of God being within, about love transcending cultural divisions, about spiritual transformation, suddenly take on new meaning when viewed through the lens of both Eastern and Western spiritual traditions. And here's the revelation that could change everything. Whether Jesus spent these years as a humble carpenter in Nazareth, studied with Eastern masters in India, or delved into Egyptian mysteries, one truth emerges. His message transcended geographical, cultural, and religious boundaries. The missing years might be history's way of telling us that spiritual wisdom knows no boundaries. The mystery of Jesus' lost years continues to challenge our assumptions, pushing us to look beyond conventional narratives and consider the possibility that the greatest spiritual truths might be found in the spaces between the written words. Just as these 18 lost years remain shrouded in mystery, perhaps the most profound revelation isn't about where Jesus went, but about how this enigmatic gap mirrors humanity's own spiritual journey, leaving us to wonder, could the greatest untold story in history be deliberately hidden, waiting for each generation to unlock its deeper meaning through their own quest for divine truth?